Good morning. My name is Eric Skaggs. I'm the secondary principal, and I'd like to welcome everybody to Pilot Grove School District. I'd also like to send a reminder to turn off all or silence all electronics for today's ceremony. We want to thank all of the fine young men and women here today who recognize your service to our great country. Today is one of the most significant days of the year. Not only do we get to honor a special group of people, the veterans, but it also allows us to teach our students about honor, sacrifice, and patriotism. For that, I would like to say thank you. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, fighting in World War I ceased. That day would be forever marked as Armistice Day, later changed to Veterans Day. And this year marks the 105th year anniversary. We are thankful you chose to spend part of your day with us, and again, helping to educate our students about the significance this day brings. We'd like to welcome our kindergartners for the Star Spangled Banner. Everyone, please rise. Please be seated.
We would now like to welcome representatives from the 2nd to 12th grade. Teachers had students complete writing assignments honoring veterans, and these students were selected to share their writing with us today.
Thank you for sacrificing yourselves in saving our country. Thank you for saving our country. Your sacrifice is what makes our country great. I am thankful for heroes like you, and you all have a great talent. Thanks for your sacrifice and all you have done. Thanks for fighting for our country. Love. Dear veterans, thank you for always keeping us safe. I'm thankful for you risking your life and going into danger. I'm so sorry that you have to go away from your family. You are helping our community by being brave. I'm glad you are willing to leave your home to help us. Thank you for your service in our military. The military is a very hard job. My Aunt Sarah and Papa Ed both served. I have seen videos of how to train like you guys, and it is super tough. You helped my parents from having to go to war, which scares me. I thank you for how hard you trained to save our lives. We keep you all in our hearts and pray for you all every night before bed. A veteran is someone who served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, or Space Force. Veterans Day is celebrated to honor all of those who have served in the U.S. military. We celebrate on 11/11 because that is the date that World War I came to an end. Dear veterans, thank you for making America what it is today. Because of your sacrifices, you have made America the land of freedom. You risked your lives for the residents of America, so we can live freely today. Thank you for signing the papers to join the military and going through the difficult demands of basic military training, where you are able to see your family for many months and only being with all your family on vacations. That was just the beginning of your challenging military experiences. Many of you had to serve on foreign soil, spending months and years away from your home. Some of you actually served in combat, where you risked your life and had to experience things you shouldn't have. Many of our heroes gave it all and never returned home. For that, we will always be eternally grateful. You deserve our appreciation every day. But on this day, Veterans Day, come together to give a very special thank you. Dear veterans, thank you for your kindness and service in fighting for our country. That is and was very kind of you. Thank you for your bravery in keeping the USA safe. I appreciate how you are keeping our country together in many, many ways. Without you, our country would be in chaos and there would be lots of unnecessary and unhandled wars. I appreciate you being there for our country. I hope you get lots of blessings from all over the USA. You are the reason that our country is safe and secure. Thank you for serving even though you have to be away from family and friends for a great amount of time. I am very thankful for you. You are very brave to fight for our country because most people would not be brave enough to fight in wars where they could be hurt. I appreciate the freedom you have given us. I appreciate you being in the military, even though all of the stuff that you have to do may be hard. I am thankful for all that you have done for the USA.
I'm reading this poem on behalf of Russell Harriman. Thank you, veterans. You have given your best. You have sacrificed for our country. You have left your family. You have shown your bravery. You have helped our country. You have helped us. We all appreciate you.
I thank you for all that you do, for all the sacrifices and tough decisions you have made. I thank you for the strength and courage you've shown, risking your lives for us to be saved, falling and getting back up, continuing to be brave. The colors red, white, and blue are shown for you. Red for your hardiness and valor, white for your purity and integrity you show, blue for the perseverance and justice. Veterans, we're so proud of you.
This poem is on behalf of Bryson Stevens. On Veterans Day, we honor all, soldiers young and soldiers old. They fought for our freedom and our lives. Some have lived while others have died. They all deserve our pride. They fought for us and our rights. We will never fully understand the sacrifices veterans have made, but I appreciate every single one. I might not know every veteran's name, but I think all of them the same. Let's raise a glass and a hand to the ones on the field and the ones who are home, both flesh and spirit. On this day, we shall honor the ones who are fighting and the ones who are done with the fight. On this day, we shall reflect that freedom is something we gain from courage and bravery. On this day, let's remember the ones who have lost their lives while fighting for us and our future generations. On this day, we honor our parents, brothers, sisters, grandparents, friends, and cousins who have fought and are still fighting for us. I'm honoring my mother who had fought for us and came home safely for her family. I want to honor and salute to all the veterans who are here with us in both flesh and spirit. The freedom that we have today is thanks to the veterans who fought for us with bravery and unstoppable courage. Let's salute to the ones who are here and on the field. The veterans who are here today, we all salute to you. To the ones on the field, we salute to you, even though you can't see it. But we are awaiting a return, even if it's in spirit. To all the veterans who are listening today, thank you for all your service for this country and the people here. Thank you.
I am reading this poem on behalf of Katie and Tom. Our thanks to you for all that you do, defending our flag, the red, white, and the blue. As Americans, we know what freedom means, joy, peace, and the right to dream. Freedom we love, yet it is not free. The sacrifice is great, and you gave willingly. Our thoughts and prayers are with you today, the same as they were when you fought so far away. May God keep you safe in all that you do, and always bring you back to the ones who love you.
I am the flag, and I am made of many different parts. My red stripe represents the blood shed to protect our citizens and the love people have shown while protecting them. My white stripes represent the youth of our country and the innocent lives lost at war. My red and white stripes together represent the number of strong states I exist because of. My white stars above the blue background represent the oceans that soldiers cross during difficult nights of little sleep. I am made of many different parts because the country I present is made of many different peoples and cultures. I'm given to families of fallen soldiers, and I'm wrapped around brave men's caskets. I'm woven above our country's capital, and I'm waved by proud patriots. I'm a symbol of hope, strength, perseverance, courage, and freedom. I am shiny and new, and I'm old and battered. I am surrounded with uniforms of soldiers, and I'm written across the hearts of our citizens. I am born in the flag for one country, and I want country under God.
Today, it is with great honor that I get the privilege and opportunity to introduce our guest speaker and one of my lifelong friends, Sergeant Cody Blake Spry, 6 years Air Force, 14 years Army, and 12 days retired. Let's give him a warm welcome to Pilot Grove. bear with me. Good morning, as he said, my name is Cody Spry, and I've been retired for 12 years. So I'm not sergeant anymore, I'm civilian. Brothers and sisters in arms, you guys can appreciate that, right? First, let me thank you for inviting me to speak today. I had the opportunity to do a Zoom call with the student council a couple of weeks ago, and I hope to highlight what they've asked me to speak about. I grew up with Mr. Skaggs in Harrisburg, town not much bigger than this, and I remember attending our Veterans Days and watching our family members get recognized. I've never forgot it, and these kids won't either. So as he said, thank you for attending. On September 11th, 2001, while attending CEU, I woke up to the scenes of the World Trade Center in the Pentagon. The next day, I signed up for the U.S. Air Force for what would be 6 years. Completed boot camp in San Antonio, Texas, and tech school in Biloxi, Mississippi. For those of you that don't know, tech school is like going to community college for the last about 6 months. After that, I went to SEER school, which is Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. It's the worst training you'll ever go to, and you're glad when it's done. And I was in Washington in January. It was real cold. And I was assigned to the RC-135 reconnaissance aircraft at Alpha Air Force Base. And I was part of a team of 50 that started traveling all over the United States, or all over the world, looking for bad guys. That's what we did. Every year for the next 5 years, my minimum amount of days deployed was 180. And after 6 years, I wanted to try civilian life because that was a lot of time being gone. You guys can all appreciate that. I wasn't real good at civilian life first go around, so I'm hoping this time's better. After discussing with my uncle, retired Sergeant Major Linger, I missed being part of something bigger than myself. This challenges in military life, and while I didn't want to be gone that much, I felt like I still had something to offer. So, a month later, I was in boot camp again. Army boot camp this time. Now, how smart you got to be to go to boot camp twice? And I was almost 30 the second time, so after I completed my Army training, within 6 months, they called me back to active duty. Not what I signed up for, but for the next 4 years, I was activated. So, next 14 years, that's what I did. Was in the Kuwait, Iraq, trained up all over the world. But to answer a question of why I signed up, the student council asked me, patriotism. I miss my people. Wanted to ensure that my soldiers were safe, and my friends at home would never have to solve it myself. Education benefits, and of course my pension. I'm retired. While I can't discuss all the missions that I was in due to national security and stuff I signed to send me to prison if I released it, I would like to discuss some stuff that I learned. Every branch, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and I think the Space Force, although I'm pretty old and I don't know all that new stuff, have what we call a core set of beliefs. I'm going to go through the Army ones because I did that the most and I'm most familiar with it. Leadership. Just remember leadership when you do it. When I repeat these. Loyalty. Believing and devoting yourself to something or someone. In our case, the U.S. Constitution. Duty. Accomplishing tasks as part of a team. Respect. Appreciate the best in others. Selfless service. Commitment to go harder and longer and better than everybody else. Honor. Adhere to what is right. Fulfill your obligation. Integrity. Being moral, even when nobody's watching. Personal courage. Facing fear or adversity, whether physical or moral. If you were to take something from that, take one of those and put it in your life will get better every day. Now, did you know that less than 1% of the population currently serve in the United States military at any time?
7.5% of the Missouri population, which is 355,000 people, are veterans. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Veterans truly are a family. Coming from a small town like Highland Grove, I was probably a little bit naive, a little sheltered. Boy, did it change my life going to the military. I served with D1 athletes, inner city kids trying to escape from gangs, people from South America, Mexico, Asia, and Africa, all in the United States military. Some of them were serving to gain citizenship. Some were wealthy entrepreneurs that just wanted a venture. And others like us, just small-town USA patriots. The most valuable lesson I learned was that it did not matter why we served or what a person looked like. What really mattered was that when we looked to our left and right, we all had the same uniform and the American flag was on our shoulder. We took comfort in knowing that our buddies were ready to face the task ahead of us. The second lesson, and the most sobering, is that there is evil in the world. Sadly, we see it on our TV far too often. The question I get asked is why the U.S. is always involved. My mom used to ask that a lot. Why do you always have to be gone? Well, I'm not a politician. I'll share what my experience has taught me. The fact is, those with evil intentions must be dealt with, just like a bully on the playground. And we, the people sitting in the chairs in front of you, were at one time or currently part of the most feared and effective fighting force ever seen. As proof of that, after 9/11, we went to war for 20 years, and we lost less people in 20 years than we did on that one day. And nobody else is lined up to fight us one-on-one. The 4 reasons that we are the best is we're the best trained. The NCOs, backbone of the Army, or the military. For the kids like the drill sergeants you see on TV yelling at people, right? We all love those guys, right? They train us. They get us ready. The schools are great. You go to so many schools when you're in the military. Constantly. I think I've been to over 25 different military education centers. It's a lot. We're better equipped. Clothing, gear, individual weapons. Today, the typical average weight of a military member, 75 pounds, costs $17,500. We're the wealthiest military. M1 Abrams tanks, $10 million. Strikers, $4.9 million. Humvees, $250,000. MRAPs, $1 million. F-22s, $125 billion. RC-135s that I used to fly, $65 million. B-2 bombers, right over here in Whiteman, $1 billion. Nuke sub, $3 billion. Aircraft carrier, $13 billion. That's what our taxes go to. Number one is we can bring an unimaginable amount of destruction and firepower to our enemies faster than anybody else. Just remember, our secretaries have to be able to shoot an enemy at 300 meters at least once in their career. That's training. Some of the weapons I shot are the M9, the M17, which are 9mm pistols, M16, M4, 5.56, 249, 240, belt-fed machine guns, Mark 19 auto grenade launcher, M203 and M320 grenade launchers, and an M2A1 50 cal. Those are real fun to shoot. The last thing that I've learned is that no sane person wants war. And those of us that see it, we want it less because we know the consequences. Some of us had friends that didn't come home. Some of us got wounded. Some of us had suffered from PTSD. But the thing to remember is that all of us that have served at one point decided this bottom line to make the ultimate sacrifice to keep you safe. Now on to some of the interesting topics of where I've been to, some of the cultures I've seen, some of the funny stories I got. So I have visited 43 states and territories and multiple countries. So I was in Nebraska. I had a captain from Jamaica. He was a communications captain, and I couldn't understand him because he was from Jamaica. It didn't make any sense. I had sold, when I was in Alaska, I had soldiers assigned to me from Mexico. She best tamales every Thursday for the whole company. It was wonderful. I was in Alaska. I got to eat whales with some of my soldiers. They were full. They were Eskimos. They would invite me over and we'd eat whale and seal. Pretty neat experience. When I moved to Alaska, I took my little brother, 15 years old. It took us 10 days, and we saw every big game North American animal there is. I think he took 800 pictures in 10 days. I was stationed in Japan for 2 years. I ate sushi for the first time at 20 years old. Now, you may think that's funny now, but not 25 years ago, I don't think Columbia had a sushi restaurant, and I know Pilot Grove didn't. One of the neat cultural things about Japan is they have these things called chisets. They're like little tigers, like a flag. At one side of the door, you have one with an open mouth. On the other side, you have one with a closed mouth. They flank the gates and the doors. The left side has the mouth closed, and the right's open. The open mouth wards off evil spirits. The closed mouth keeps the good spirits inside the house. That's pretty neat. And then I had a couple guys steal two of them. They had put in jail for a couple of months. I was in Guam. It's my first time visiting a tropical island. I waded half a mile into Tumon Bay and watched thousands of fish. It was like watching Nemo around my feet. I hiked the island. I saw World War II tanks rotting in the jungles that we left there after the battle. Went to Pago Pago, the capital of American Samoa. Probably the most beautiful tropical island I've ever visited. I got to spend time in Australia. I was able to see penguins and koalas. I ate kangaroo steak. It's just like deer's meat. Good luck tomorrow. Also, the culture there is a little bit different. There's a large Greek presence, and I was in Adelaide. And we are taught here in America to open doors for ladies. If you do that over there, you may just get a date on accident. Because the men don't open doors for women in Australia. The funniest thing that happened was when I woke up on my balcony. They put us up in a 4-star hotel on a beach. And I walked out to have a cup of coffee, and I saw 3 camels down there. I thought I got kidnapped and taken to Asia. So apparently I did some studying after that, and I didn't know why there was a camel in Australia. Before cars, they imported camels to get across the outback. And when they got cars, they just let them go. So now there's wild camels all over Australia. But again, I was a little bit naive and didn't know that. Crete, the island of Crete in Greece, probably my favorite place I've ever been. Red roof tiles overlooking the Mediterranean. I got the history of Zeus and Hercules and the Minoan civilization. I got to go hike the same trails that I read about in those stories. Crete, also interesting, has a very similar gun culture to the United States. Just about every house has a gun. Many Northern Europeans vacation in Crete. It's kind of like Florida, the Caribbean, Galveston, the United States and Canadians. It's pretty neat. It's got people from Danish people, I should say, from Denmark, Norwegians, and all sorts of other countries. A lot of just being in one place. It was like spring break almost. I got to spend some time in England. They have they like to ride horses over there. They have those funny saddles that I don't know how you stay on, and the helmets. My ancestors from my dad's side of my family are from there. Did not know that there's a Spry Manor in Cornwall, England. I got to go see that. Pretty neat history from my side of the family. And their food is absolutely horrendous. I don't have to eat that fish and chips because it's not good over there. I deployed to Iraq. We were mortared so often that in the first couple of weeks we just stopped going to bunkers. Just stopped running. But we were able to track down ISIS. I sat with local men, not women. Men and women are not able to sit together in that culture. I got to sit with some of the men though and talk to them and have tea and shawarma. Learn a little bit about their culture. And I let them try some tobacco from America, and they didn't know how to handle that. You had to share something. They gave you something, you had to give them something. That's all I had. I was stationed in Kuwait for a little while, and I was responsible for every National Guard and reservist coming in and out of the country, either to Afghanistan. I took some of you may have seen it, there in 2010 or 11. I was putting people on planes or helicopters to get in the country. And then if you were National Guard reservist and you had R&R or a family member you needed emergency leave for, you came through me. It's one of the things that most people don't realize. That after you serve in the military, you're gone. Everything back home keeps going on. 20 years ago, my sister who's here today was 6. I had birthdays, anniversaries, weddings. Mr. Skagg's wedding because I was overseas. You miss all that stuff. Hurricane Harvey, my unit, 1,000 bodies out of the devastation of Hurricane Harvey. But we were also able to provide toiletries, clothing, shelter, food, and thousands more. We didn't go a whole lot of places down there without getting a hug. And they fed us too. The locals showed up with 2 Yetis full of boudin. And that is some good stuff. Those Mississippi boys know how to cook. And I was also assigned as a sniper for the Black Lives Matter riots in Dallas, Texas. I was one of 4 people on top of a roof watching with a rifle. That's a different situation to find yourself in. That's when I knew I was about done. They had me looking down the scope as an American citizen. That was when I said I'm done. But they were trying to overthrow governments at the time, so I didn't know exactly what to do. Again, thank you for letting me speak today. Brothers and sisters in uniform, thank you for your service. And God bless the USA.
The 7th and 12th grade band will now play Armed Forces on Parade. When you hear your branch's song being played, please stand to be recognized.
We would like to thank you all for being here with us today. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to present each of you with a carnation. When your name is read, please stand or raise your hand to be recognized, and a member of the Elementary Student Council will bring you a flower. James Larry Alley, Army. Bob Bader, Army. Robert Bader Jr., Air Force. Jordan Brown, Army. David Felton, Army. John Earhart, Army. Jerry Hazlitt, Army. Brian Hall, Army National Guard. Greg Hoff, Army National Guard. Steve Hall, Army National Guard. Ray Hoff, Air Force. Brandon Youngline, Army National Guard. Kirk Klingler, Navy. James Kirk, Army. Jason Kivett, Marines. Joe Lee Franklin, Army National Guard. Bob Kraus, Army National Guard. Don Kraus, Army. Dean Mayfield, Army. Ellen Wolves, Army. William Reed, Army. Frank Ryder, Army. Robbie Roth, Army National Guard. Greg Hunter, National Guard. David Hunter, Army. Sam Scott, Marine. Cody Spry, Air Force, Army. Joe Stefan, Army. David Ballrath, Army. Ian Barra, Army National Guard. Robert Bryant, Army. Chicago, please stand now. Please join me in a round of applause. Today, we are happy to have 5 quilts donated by Mid-Missouri Quilts Advantage. We have chosen several individuals to receive quilts who not only served our country, but support Pilot Grove School, students, and our community. As we call your name, if you are able, please come forward to receive your quilt. You may also choose to stand or raise your hand at your seat, and we will bring your quilt. Cody Spry, Air Force and Army. Ellen Mullis, Army. Jason Kivett, Marines. Ray Hoff, Air Force. Frank Fryer, Army. This candle represents all of those who have served for our country. This candle represents all of those who are currently serving. This candle represents the families who have provided support for our soldiers.
This candle represents all of those who have given their lives for our country. Please join us in a moment of silence, followed by the playing of taps. Please rise for the playing of taps.
Again, we thank you for joining us as we celebrate veterans on this day, but honor them forever. Thank you, veterans. today. Thank you all.